Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studios, and this is my drawer stream, and I'm just doodling here. There might be a bunch of people showing up. At least I had a lot of interest. Everybody's welcome. The link is in the chat, pinned to the chat. We have Landon here. Welcome, sir.
I'm trying to make sure. Okay, I think we're okay here.
Good. Yeah, that's a nice piece. Is that for something or just for fun?
It's for Halloween.
Halloween.
I started drawing it yesterday night because I knew I was going to be coming on your stream, and this is what it's at so far. You know, you can see it's been penciled, and I snapped a picture of the pencils before I inked it this much, and I could send you that after the show. But anyway, so this is just what I'll be working on. It's a Scarecrow.
Cool. Very nice. Yeah, I'm gonna work on okay, so for years I had an idea. I wanna do a really nice pinup with my brother's character, Ash. And I, actually when they first came out with their comic years ago, 93, 94, whatever it was, it's like I always had this idea. So I'm gonna work on sort of just laying that out. I might not actually do any finished art, but it's like it's time to do this piece. It's been in my head forever.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Ash. I think I have a copy of it. Back when it came out, I think I bought it. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was cool to find out you were the one that actually came up with the idea for the name for that.
Yeah. It's Jimmy called me one day. He's like, me and Joe came up with a character. He's a fireman. He's got fire powers. We can't come up with a name. What do you think? And I was like, Ash. He's like, we kind of thought of that, but I'll let Joe know and see what we do. And he called me back a little later, and he's like, yeah, we're going to go with Ash.
Yeah, it's a cool name. Like that's one thing that's kind of tough is to like come up with new characters' names and stuff, because it's like, man, that everything's taken.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a little delay, so we were talking on top of each other. But it's like there's not many original things, but I think he was the first firefighter superhero.
Yeah.
We got Hex Allen be joining us in a few. Awesome. But yeah, he's a very cool character. I hope they bring him back. Jimmy's done so much. He's got his current Kickstarter with another Painkiller Jane book. I really wish they bring back their most popular character, which is Ash.
I'm curious, whatever, like, why did it ever stop to begin with? What's the story behind that?
Well, I mean, Joe isn't the fastest penciler, and he got behind, and he got more behind. So they went with I think it was Berto Ramos. Like Jimmy and Joe finished out whether it was the series or the first mini series or however it went. I forget now. And then the next mini series was Humberto Ramos, I believe. And it just, like I love Humberto Ramos, but it just wasn't Joe, doing the art. And
Well,
it
he
just
has
wasn't
more like cartoony style,
Yeah. But Joe's fantastic, his artwork, and it's really solid and tight, and it just, I don't think it sold as well. And really, like, they started their company on like Image already happened, the million copies sold already happened, and the industry was on a downslide. They released the book during that, and it did really well. But as the years got on, numbers went down. So I don't think they were able to really keep it afloat. I think they put out a lot of books, but it was Ash, Painkiller Jane, Kid Death. I think they might have done a one shot. I forget now. 22 Brides, and maybe something else. I forget. But it's like they had success, and they both really just kept busy, went into other things. I'm not sure if like Marvel Knights happened exactly after that or whatever, but they were both busy and doing stuff and still working for Marvel DC probably at that point.
I see. So it's kind of like just the market kind of fluctuation stuff.
Yeah, it's like
Well, that'd be cool if they can bring it back.
yeah. Ash was picked up to be made into a movie, but that never happened. But it was what do they call it? In option for years, maybe even 10 years. I forget now. But well, the company was DreamWorks. So DreamWorks wanted to do Ash as like the first superhero CGI movie. So even before Incredibles, it would have been really, really cool, but it never happened.
Even like the CGI.
Yeah, CGI. So animated superhero movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
but
that's cool. So how's retro going these days?
Retro is good. Looking to, at least as far as the pages go, finish the inks this week, and start on coloring and production for next month. And I just hope to get the book done and to the printer, as well as like all the merchandise I promised. I did a Kickstarter in 2019, and so I want to just get the book into those people's hands is the first priority. And we'll see.
Was that like before COVID when you did Kickstarter, or after?
Yeah, it was before,
Yeah.
but definitely COVID didn't help in you know, getting this done
It didn't
sooner.
help much.
No,
Yeah.
but you know, it's okay. You know, finally get this book done and into those people's hands, and you know, I'm looking at next year to do an Indiegogo, a full-fledged, because the Kickstarter was only 5 days. And I want to do a 30-day Indiegogo. So anybody who hasn't pledged to it, and, you know, will have an opportunity. And, you know, I'll be a little wiser as far as doing a crowdfunder. I sort of did it on the spur the first time around because, you know, it's like I've been part of crowdfunders. And actually, shortly before I did a Kickstarter, I did what do you call it? A GoFundMe, because, you know, people have been trying to talk me into getting a tablet for years. And finally, my old friend, John Boy Myers, he's like, you should get a tablet. You should do some digital inking or coloring. And I was like, okay, because you said it. I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe and we'll see how many people really want me to get a tablet. So I did that, and I get an XP pen, which is what I'm going to be using to color retro. I'm going to color it very much like an 80s comic book. So it will be, you know, simple coloring. If anybody listening knows Only Death Will Save Us, my friend Russ Leach's comic, which I believe is on Indiegogo right now, but you can get book 1 and 2. XP Pen Army, Salazar in the chat. What are you doing? You busy? You should come in. So yeah, looking forward to really playing with that.
So how do you like working with
Good.
How do you like working with the pen?
I've only dabbled a couple of times. Oh, he's waiting for his ride. So really, I have to get back into it. You know, but you know, it seemed easy enough. You know, when it was working. I think I was trying to use it on my laptop, which could be problematic because it's not that very, you know, it's not that powerful a laptop, and it's old, so it's super slow.
So how do you like working digitally in general?
I mean, you know, it's like 99.9% traditional. So, you know, I do want to use the tablet for coloring, definitely. If I do anything above and beyond that, we'll see. But you know, I'm a traditional person. You know, it's like I've been doing this 30 years now, so I will incorporate it into what I do because, you know, I mess around with art programs, but you know, having a tablet and using that will be cool. We have Telepathic Bunny Comics. Hey, Peter found somebody to draw with him. Cool.
Sure, how this
Good.
I'm getting a lot of breaking up, and that's what. How is things sounding on your end, Peter?
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure why, but there's definitely the delay between us. But you know, I'm hearing clicks and stuff. I don't know what that's from.
Okay. Let me know if I need to like do anything, to help fix the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is as good as it gets.
Do.
I'm not sure anything either of us can do to improve it. So he says that Scarecrow is serious. Salazar, I'm stapling together an 8-page character biozine I made for Captain Goggles and Masked Woman. I plan on selling it on Etsy soon. I use XP pens to make the illustrations. Cool. He says, I hear Peter Fine. Landon sounds like he's radioing from NASA sometimes. So, I mean, you sound fine to me. So, I don't know. Cool San. I don't know what that means. San. I don't know.
I'm gonna try plugging in my phone. See if that.
All right, let me try to figure this out. If this is the figure. So anybody just joining us now who hasn't been here before, I'm sort of just designing a pinup I've had in my mind for years of my brother's character, Ash. Salazar's, I am San. Salazar Art Nation. Okay, I get you. So yeah, it's one thing to have something in my brain. It's another thing to actually put it to paper. Jeez and Pete. Do you want me to type Salazar Art Nation every time? Yes. Use people's full names. So does that mean Cooper, otherwise known as Telepathic Bunny Comics, I thought you wanted to come in and join us tonight and draw some stick figures. Here we go. We got.
Oh,
Hex Allen, welcome.
Hey.
You came in and Landon dropped out, so.
Oh,
You scared him away.
Oh no, it's a tag team event. What happened, Langdon? Was that accidental or?
Well, actually, before the show, he dropped out, so it might be on his end.
Yeah, yes. How you been?
Good. So welcome. Have you ever been on my channel? I don't think so.
No, just in chat.
Yeah. So introduce yourself. Tell us, about your project and what you got going on, by all means.
Who am I?
Who am I?
Who you are? I am Melvin Allen, known online as Hex Allen Comics. That originally I wasn't going by that name, but people just started calling me Hex Allen because that's just what I called the company. But that's fine. Hey, Hex sounds cooler than Melvin. So yeah, I'm an independent creator, comic creator. An illustrator for a long time, an animator for a little bit. both professionally and in the past. And now I'm just focusing on my lifelong dream of getting this property out. Nephilim Squadron is my science fiction epic. Yeah, so that's why I'm around in a nutshell on the internet.
Wow, cool. Definitely welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I need to
So we have more people in the chat. Gibbon Redinger dropped in to say hi. Well, awesome.
Hello.
We have Dori. Fingers of Love. Hello, lovelies. And yeah, for anybody that doesn't know that's in the chat or watching, you could join if you want. There's the link pinned to the top of the chat. Telepathic says, "Hey guys, wow, look at all the wrenches." Yeah, I give a lot of people wrenches on my channel, so use those wrenches wisely.
Yeah,
with responsibility.
What are you working on there? Ash, you say that's your brother's thing?
Hey, Landon. Yeah,
hey,
so
Landon.
I'm.
Nice to meet you.
I had this idea for a pinup with Ash, and I figured I'd work on the construction of it during the show. So it won't be finished art, but yeah. Dori says I might have to join. And Cooper, otherwise known as Telepathic Bunny, says I get too power hungry. I understand. It's tough having power. So
yeah,
what do you
dropped out for?
Oh yeah.
Just making
Well,
sure
welcome
I'm
back.
on everything. Okay.
Yep. So Hex Allen, what are you working on?
This is a surprise.
Oh, okay. Keep it a mystery.
It's not.
That's fine.
It's something for someone else.
Oh, okay.
But, I'll make an outline, a silhouette, and then once you see the silhouette, you should figure out who it is.
Donald Duck. That's my guess.
Mickey Mouse. So, Landon, what are you working on there? Is that the Scarecrow?
Yep. Did he freeze?
Scarecrow.
Oh. Okay, yeah. There you go.
The Scarecrow or a different Scarecrow from like DC?
Batman's villain Scarecrow?
I'm not sure. I think it's just a Scarecrow, but it does kind of look like the Scarecrow. So it's just basically I'm doing it in the spirit of Halloween. So, you know.
Very nice.
Yep. Yeah, the last time
it'd be cool to do a Scarecrow.
the last time I saw Scarecrow in the comic, he sort of looked more like he did in the Batman movie, which is, it's kind of a little
burlap sack.
Yeah. I don't know if that's consistently how he looks in the comics now, or it was just a one-time thing. Who knows? I really don't read Marvel, DC nowadays.
You're breaking up and roboting.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not hearing like the footsteps because it's but I'm doing.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Landon, you're breaking up. I just keep drawing. Christopher C has shown up in chat. He says, do the Ray Bolger Scarecrow. All right, so that's good. Yeah, this is not a request draw stream. It's just it's enough a challenge to draw what we want. So your Hex, your book is one of those. What's it? What's that, Landon? You're really breaking up, Landon.
Maybe you want to reset your system or something.
He's using his phone, so I'm not sure he can do anything. Oh, we got Pops in the chat. Welcome, Pops.
Hey, hello, Pops. Holy crap, it's
Holy crap. Telepathic, give him a sniper rifle and he'll look like Battle Brick Road. I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's Eric Weathers' Wizard of Oz book.
It was.
You're still breaking up.
Hello.
Hey, Dori.
Hey.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
Use my phone
Wait.
to picture.
I should drop that. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I did.
Huh? What?
Dori's having issues.
It's like some kind of magic tricks he's
I'll
doing.
let her in.
I hear her voice and then I turn and
Yeah.
then she's gone.
Just a mirage. Yeah, she's has to connect devices or something. Christopher C says chatter baiting contaminated his microphone. Okay. There was Dori for a second. Yeah, we'll get her back in. Dori. She might be ready. Let's see. Oh man. Every time. Okay. So every time I click on her.
My external camera doesn't want to work.
She's having issues.
That's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're here. I
Yeah.
don't know
Well,
what's going on.
my external camera that I usually use, the one that will point and face the art, it's not allowing the connection for some crazy reason. It's being an asshole. So
yeah.
So I
welcome.
get to be on screen. I wasn't planning on that. I'm like, no, I don't want to be seen. I don't want my face on the camera.
Come on, you're not shy.
I've been in a very non-see me, don't look at me mood. I just stopped my camera on purpose because I'm going to put on a different shirt. I was sketching and practicing perspective grid stuff, and when I was like, I need to work on this painting at some point today. So I've got her out.
Vader.
What?
Vader, your shirt.
Oh yeah, I swear. I don't need to show the ladies unless I really want to.
I got you. Only on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I may have to resort to that. If I don't get a job, if I don't sell a painting or get a job soon, I might have to resort to that. So, anywho, how is everyone doing today?
Doing well. I'm just doing a favor for a friend here.
I'm doing
Cheers.
okay, although I can't hear.
You're barely here, Landon. We can't even see you now.
I just heard you say you all can't hear.
Technical difficulty day.
Yeah. Hey, it's not a stream unless you have problems.
I tell you.
Oh man, you should have seen my stream yesterday. I mean, it started off okay, but then I had a camera, my phone camera that I was using to show the drawing. I mistakenly did not plug in the power, so the battery died, and then I tried to use my webcam to switch it around, and then it came unplugged, and then it was falling all over the place.
Yeah, this webcam,
Quite humorous.
I use an external webcam to, have it on the art, and it usually works just fine, but it's not even that old. I got this camera earlier this year, and I think there's some kind of short in the cord because it literally will cut out. And yeah, and I've tried using my phone, but even with my phone battery charged and plugged in, my iPhone overheats and it gets to this certain heat or hot or whatever, and then it will shut off. It's like we don't like streaming. My iPhone does not like streaming. So yeah. And
Hello.
my laptop. Hi, Landon.
Am I coming through better now?
Oh yeah, that's better.
You're better now.
For now.
It's because I was on my phone.
Yeah.
The problem is you can't really see when I'm drawing from my computer over here. So I don't know how to solve it.
It's got to be Mercury retrograde.
Well, I mean, you can. I mean, it's this way. At least you can hang with us and talk with us, and there won't be an issue with that. And you can just show, put it to the camera every once in a while if you want to show up.
All right.
Whatever works for you.
Well, you could just look at my back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't take offense.
Well, I just looked. Apparently, the mic that is working right now is actually the external camera, but when I try to put the camera on, is when it disconnects. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
Who needs it?
So I was curious the other day, and I looked up plane tickets for New York, and there was only $2 for a round trip plane ticket to New York. I'm like, what?
What?
I know. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, that's wild. I have a friend who still lives there, and I've been wanting to go back for a long time. It's the only place that I could see myself. I hate traveling. I can't stand traveling, but I'd go to New York, and yeah. So can't afford it right now. Oh man, that is like one of the few places. Like I said, I can't stand travel. I can't stand any part of travel. I don't like any part of travel, but I will go to New York. And it doesn't even scare me. Like, it doesn't even faze me. I'll go by myself.
Oh,
I
really?
got oh yeah. I went in 2006 by myself. I mean, I had friends that were living in Queens at the time, so it's not like I was totally alone.
It's
But
a different time.
yeah, it was a long time ago. I went for the 5-year anniversary of 9/11.
Mm.
It was a long time ago.
Peter, where were you during 9/11 at that time?
I was in Brooklyn, and you know, I woke up because I was going to go to my friend's place, she's in New York, but I had to head towards Manhattan and then go back into Brooklyn to get to her place by train. And you know, it's like of course I heard the news. I watched the news. I turned on the radio and I heard, you know, one plane hit the tower, and I was like, that's fiction. That's not real. What are you talking about? Like, then I turn on the TV just
Yeah, I was listening to Howard Stern.
Second plane. Oh yeah.
I heard.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I heard plane, and I didn't think like fiction, but I thought like a little plane, like what John F. Kennedy Jr. went down in. Like, that's what I thought. My brain went to like, oh, it must be a little bitty, like, little plane. I didn't know.
Engine, private plane.
Exactly. That's exactly where my head went, was because, oh, you know, planes like that, they get all they actually crash more than the big jets. So sorry, go ahead, Peter.
That's how Buddy Holly died. A little plane like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I was watching TV for a long time, just like couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I went to even like I couldn't reach my friend on the phone because none of the phones were working. So I went to this train station thinking, you know, it's probably won't be able to do it, but let me give it a shot. And of course, you know, nothing was running. But what happened? So there was ash falling down, and I'm like on the south side of Brooklyn, the farthest away from the Twin Towers, but we were getting the ash in the sky, you know, coming down. So yeah, nothing was running. Phones weren't working. Couldn't reach my friend. They were probably okay, but like, you know, it was freaky.
So is that how you came up with the idea for the character Ash?
Yes. That's how I did it. And then I mentally told my brother all about it, and he thought it was his idea.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's like if things were better, I wanted to go to New York Comic-Con, but you know, I want to get a lot more out there before I really start doing conventions. You know, I got at least a dozen books. I'll slowly get out. Retro being the first one.
It's gonna
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you, why did you have Retro active only for 5 days?
Well, I mean, I it was my first real Kickstarter, and I was like swamped at the time, but it was like, if I don't do this now, then, you know, I'm not going to do it. So let me just do a short one. And it's also an experiment I wanted to try. It's like, I don't know who my audience is. I don't know like how people are going to react to me having a Kickstarter or anything. But what if I do a short one? It's like everybody's going 30 days and they're sweating balls throughout the whole 30 days. It's like, let me see what 5 days is like. And I tell you, I worked around the clock for like 5 days, but it was worth it. It was like, yeah, I like this format. And I think that's what's going to be my format going on. Like I'll do a 5-day Kickstarter, then I'll do a longer Indiegogo after that. So if you really want the prestige format, you gotta jump in when it's hot.
Yeah, 5 days. That is really that's really cutting it close.
Yeah, I hope that goes over well for you.
But you have a fan base, so to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I definitely will be doing a lot of crowdfunders down the line. I got to get my shit together first, but so if this is gonna work, then it's gonna work, and it's gonna be a really good thing. So
yeah, give it a go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something new.
Was that the Kickstarter you had earlier in the year?
I didn't have a Kickstarter earlier this year, did I?
I don't know. Wait a minute, did I miss something?
I mean, I've been doing stuff for Kickstarters. I did a print for Phil Russert and for his book Tragedy, and he did I think he did an Indiegogo first, then he did a Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter was this year. And he made it a cover on the Kickstarter. Well, I did 2 pieces, and so he had 2 covers. I'm doing a bunch of covers for another thing that will be a crowdfunded, but that hasn't happened yet. I just Mavericks I did a cover for, and that just for their Kickstarter. And that ended a little while ago. So, I mean, like I've been part of Kickstarters,
Yeah.
all over the place in a good way. It's 24 Eyes is here.
Hey, 24 Eyes.
And I don't know how he does this, but he says, I am live, but I am showing love. So are you streaming as well as in somebody else's in chat? How does that work?
Internet magic.
Yeah, it seems like the key for having a successful Kickstarter or crowdfunding is you really have to have that fan base. You have to have enough people to be willing to contribute to your cause of raising money for your book, and the guys that can crack that, the code of that, they usually do pretty good.
Yeah, it's like I don't have to make a lot of money for my current existence. It looks like like me and my current girlfriend are figuring things out. Her dad just passed away, and so like maybe next year we might be living in the same place. So that you know, that will change my situation for the better. But you know, I definitely have a plan. Like, you know, I want to put out books. I want, you know, and I've been working on a bunch of them on the side, and you know, it's like when I really get busy, they'll be coming out more regularly. You know, it might take me a year or two to get there. And you know, I definitely have a plan, and you know, retro is the scapegoat. No, he's the flagship title. Really, I'm making all my mistakes through retro.
Well, you know, like retro, it's the kind of idea that you can really grow on. Like, what I mean is, like, some ideas, you know, it's like kind of one and done, or, you know, but retro is the kind of thing you could keep growing, like characters, create new characters, you know.
Yeah.
Add kicks, or, you know, just different storylines. You could keep it going and expand it, you know, in time. And it's a cool idea.
I mean, you know, the plan with retro is he's the first of 7 heroes. Then I have a team book, and so, you know, like, there'll be 8 books altogether, but I have one shots in mind. I have graphic novels in mind to do, and yeah, so it's gonna be, you know, like, I plan to make a small publishing company, and you know, hopefully I'll eventually a partner or something, because I'm more like into doing the creative end than the sort of marketing of it.
Yeah,
so
it's kind
we'll
of
see.
it's kind of a crazy thing. I think most artists are like that. You know, we're our main thing we like to do is to make art, but in today's world, we have to become self-marketers of ourselves. You know,
Yeah, and
cool in one way, but it's like a whole nother, like, aspect in another way. You know, which is
yeah, I realize, like, this is the nature of me now today, and I don't have a problem with that. I've been doing it for years, you know. Nobody's going to speak up for me but me, you know. I tried to talk Hex Allen into it, but he refuses. No. But no, but I, you know, it's like, as I get deeper and deeper into all the things I want to do, I'll have less time to do everything. So eventually I will have a partner, even if it's just somebody I hire for a specific job, you know, to take a load off of me.
well, yeah. I mean, if you're wanting to, like, have your company grow and stuff, I mean,
Yeah.
it might be a good idea for you to have, you know, I don't know, like, a financial person, like somebody to handle the money side of things, so that you can focus on the other stuff. Because you know, people have to get paid. Like, if you're going to be wanting people to work at your studio for hours and hours, or, you know, do projects for you, then of course they need to get paid something, because, you know, that's the way the world is. But you know, if you don't want to be the one personally doing all that, it'd be a good idea. You know, you probably know people, but I'm just saying, in general, that would be a good idea to have somebody that can handle that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marketing is hard. For
It's like
artists.
I'm trying to stream and I have people messaging me. It's like, leave me alone. Okay. It's all good.
Peter, you're late for dinner.
No, that I'm going to do after the stream. I'm hungry though.
Any indication of who this might be yet? You think?
Hey, wait, hold on a second. 1 second. Oh, is it the Goblin Queen?
Yes.
Goblin Girl.
Goblin Girl. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, he. I just saw. Yeah. So that's going to be cool. I sort of lost touch with a lot of people, and I just saw his post about it, and yeah, because I was at one point I was talking to him every week, and you know, I've been too busy to like connect with groups of people,
Yeah.
but
Same here.
yeah, I'm super stoked. Oh man.
Yeah, it's funny when sometimes, like when I'm drawing, it's hard to. I said it before, but it's like two different sides of the brain. So sometimes I'm like focusing really hard, and then I kind of like forget what because it is actually. I mean, scientifically, it is actually two different sides of the brain talking and like being creative.
Yeah, most of the time it's an
Yeah, it's too much effort for me to use. It's too much effort for me to use both sides of my brain. Hey, Frog G, welcome.
Hey, Frog G, hello, Goblin Girl, sign up. Launching
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday.
Yes.
And my campaign is going into demand on Tuesday.
Oh, cool.
Can relax a little bit.
So here's an idea I had for it. Okay, so it's basically like it's gonna have Ash in of action threatening pose. I'm gonna come up with some sort of creatures or something that will be like multiples around him, like he's in a fight with them, and the scene is like a station / car wash, and it's going to be Liam's car wash with neon lights.
Oh.
So it's going to be at night, and only some of the lights are working. So it's just going to say IAMASH. I am Ash.
No. Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So if I can, yeah, so that's what I had on my brain
Hello,
for
gentlemen.
you.
Very
Koopa, T-Bunny.
What's up, man? I thought
Hey,
I'd just pull out the old
welcome.
sketch pad and
Hey.
join the fun, I guess.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey guys, I'm not on your level. I'm just, you know.
Oh, none of that matters.
Well,
Hey man, are you on the level?
yeah.
Yeah, you're the level. Are you
Sorry, I
amazing?
forgot
Get
to
off my
kill
level.
my. Forgot to kill the YouTube.
Frog G is also posting links for other things, Nephilim Squadron Volume 1,
Oh, yeah.
currently going on Indiegogo. Go check it out. I hear it's really, really good.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
And then also for Dori's new book,
Aw,
this is an
Froggy.
emotional burlesque illustrated narrative poetry collection, the shortest name in history.
Beautiful. Poetic.
Since it's Dory, I'm thinking there's probably boobies, right?
Yeah, you know, it's funny you ask because my cover is being done by Sean Howe, who is notorious for doing really sexy pinups and covers and stuff like that. And he is actually going to. He said he should have whatever he's doing. He's should have something to show me soon. So that's pretty crazy. I'm like, whoa. So
Yeah, I've
yeah.
got 6 a.m. Comics doing one of my characters. I'm really kind of stoked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that the chibi style.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I did a chibi sticker of one of my. Well, it's just really of me basically, but I did it for my last campaign, so my backers are getting a sheet of those. There was she's half Dory, half Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, wow.
Then I did it in a chibi style, and so that's something. It was kind of interesting. I didn't even know what a chibi was until this year, so it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the chibis because it's kind of like a distillation of your character. You know, if you do it right, it's really it almost like gives you a new perspective on your own character because they're like taking aspects of your character and enhancing it.
Yeah.
And
I did. I just remembered half of it is paying homage to Speed Racer. So the little chibi girl, has a Speed Racer helmet. But it has my my fish logo type thing on the cover, or I mean on the helmet, and then she's wearing a Marilyn Monroe dress.
Cool.
So,
What did you guys think of the Speed Racer movie?
I just thought it was too frenetic. It gave me a headache, to be honest.
I'm the one again with a clear head.
Yeah, I'm a little excitable anyway, so it was just a little bit too much excitement for me, I guess. But
Well, it is Speed Racer.
yeah, you think something called Speed Racer would be, sedate, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I liked it.
that's a long time ago, right? That's what that movie's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but they were still men back when they made that.
What year was that? Remember?
I don't even know.
I think it's mid-aughts, maybe.
Yeah, it's got to be at least over 10 years old at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what an aught is.
2000s, Pete.
Yeah, I only saw
I know.
You and the acronyms? Oh,
just
come on,
sounds
man. What's wrong with you today?
Yeah, I only saw it that once in the theater, but I can't remember everything about it. But I just remember like all the light, like the really psychedelic,
It's
stuff.
2008.
Cool.
Quick Google,
Yeah,
2008.
so-
Yeah, a long time ago, man.
There was cars in it, and there was a race. I remember that part.
Hey, good job.
The screen was spinning a lot.
You're a detail-oriented man, Pete.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's my review.
There were cars, and they raced. The end.
Yes. Fun for the
There
whole
may have been a
family.
monkey involved.
They have Fast and the Furious also.
Well, depending on the movie, though. I mean, they got when they were back when they were racing movies. I mean, that was something else. But that I don't even know what they are now. I don't know what you'd call them.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any movies like that in a while. I haven't been watching movies lately very much.
Yeah, well,
I've been
Well, I
binging
mean-
sci-fi movies.
well, pick your poison. You know, I mean, it's just like they're just like picking properties and dumping on them right now. So you know.
Yeah,
Well, I watched Dune the other day. Dune's
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, I just came off of a Dune. Like I just watched Dune straight for like 2 days. I started with that one. Then I got then I wanted to watch the Lynch one, so I went and watched the Lynch one, the 3-hour version, and then I was like, wait a second,
Right.
wasn't there a television show? And I found the television show streaming on its website. It was a mini series, and I watched the first mini series of the, and I think I'm about doomed out for a little while.
You're doomed out. Say you're doomed out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I just been binging sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
my favorite.
Frank Herbert, he really created an interesting world there. But I just realized today watching it that one of the things that's incredible about it is this high technological society, and yet it's almost barbaric.
Yep,
Yeah.
sounds about.
So
hmm
so Peter, have you seen the original Dune? Like the Lynch version?
Yeah, but when it came out, it's been decades or whatever.
That was
You know.
ages.
I was just going to ask because
Yeah.
I haven't seen the new one yet. Like how you thought it compared to the Lynch version.
It's longer. It will be longer if we get this second film. It's like I do want to watch the Lynch again because I barely remember it. It's like I read the book when I was, in my 20s, I guess. So yeah, I'd love to read the book again. It's like I read a batch of the books. I think Frank wrote 5 Dune books or something. I read all those. The best one is the first one. Then it gets progressively more boring.
I was
but
watching
his son,
the Harkonnens. The Harkonnens were just like dirtier
Right.
than I remember. They're like sweaty and nasty and leathery and spiky. It was just gross.
Aren't they supposed to be that way?
Yeah,
Hey.
I guess they are. But,
don't be racist.
Yeah, I know they're homosexual, so I can't badmouth them. But anyway, I think they might have had a man crush on Sting, though.
Well, Lynch.
Right.
That's easy to get.
That was like the one movie that Lynch did was the original Dune that he doesn't he like disavows it. He didn't take credit for it. That's like the one that he didn't get final cut. So do it.
Mm,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have loved to see Jodorowsky's Dune.
But like I like the original Blade
Yeah.
Runner. I thought was awesome, the original Blade Runner, but I don't know, maybe I'll make some
Right.
people sad, but I really didn't like the new one. It was just like
I liked it.
no music and boring.
Oh, you mean the movie? You're talking about
Yeah,
the movie?
the new.
Yeah, the brand new one. Yeah, I thought
2046 Blade Runner. 2046.
Oh, the Blade Runner. Oh,
Yeah.
The new Blade Runner
49
was some things I
Oh,
liked.
2049. Okay.
movie.
It was just, I don't know. I didn't like
Get
it.
your
Well,
numbers right.
I think Dennis Villeneuve is just he's overrated to me because I mean he's
like the-
supposed to be this visionary director, but when you watch Lynch, when you watch his version,
God. Oh, yeah.
the architecture, the set design.
But yeah, production design is way better in my opinion.
Oh my gosh! And
Yeah, it's more
it was
creative.
like I think he had Geiger involved.
Yes, Geiger was involved. That's why.
Yeah. There's just some genuinely like disturbing images and things. It reminded me of that 9 Inch Nails video Closer.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Harkonnen just reminded me. It's like that video, you know, it's like image after image, and it's just like of rotting and disease, and it's just I was like, I need to take a shower now.
Yeah.
Peter,
what storm was that? Can you hum a few bars?
Something about animal. I want to do something with you like an animal.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the words. Dori probably has it on final.
Hey,
Peter,
folks, I
you
gotta
said
get
you-
going. I gotta do family stuff now. Sorry, but I gotta bail out.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll have to.
Good to have you.
Take it easy.
All right.
Later,
Nice to meet you all.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
And Dori, see you later.
Bye.
All right. Peace.
Bye. And that was Hex Allen. Go get his book on Indiegogo.
Nephilim Squad. Yeah.
So you said you read.
Yeah, you know, if I had like an extra, we always talk over each other. If I had a couple of things, like there's so many books I want to get that friends have made, and it's like Jesus.
That's what I'm doing. So yeah, there you go.
That's Staircase. What is it?
It's a doc. It's supposed to be a doc. I'm kind of doing it from memory. I did this a while ago. I just penciling it in, but
Well, that's better than a stick figure.
yeah. I actually got okay. I just didn't get good enough to do a comic. But I immersed myself in art books and things like that. I got for Christmas. My best friend got me like several $100s worth of art stuff, and I really dove into it for a while there.
Cool.
But I just realized that I'm a lot closer to being ready as a writer than I am as an artist. So that's where I put my money.
Yeah. But like nobody should ever think they don't have the chops, because there's all kinds of books out there. Like, you know, you can go really artsy and not be really skilled. You know, like half the time design is an element, you know.
Yeah.
If you got that going on, then you can, you know, you could David Lynch it, you know. You could
well, for the style that I wanted, for the story I wanted to tell, I realized that that I just wasn't going to get there in time. Because I see this open door, and it's just like waiting there, and I don't know how long it's going to stay open to people being published that I never had a chance at it before, you know. And
Well, I don't think that's going away. I mean, you know, probably I'll publish 40 years from now. I think it'll still be here. Christopher C says, 2 lefties, 2 righties remain. Who will survive tonight's draw stream?
well, I'm not a true lefty. I'm a forced lefty, so.
Who forced you?
Genetics. Yeah.
Well, so you were born a lefty.
Well, I was born a righty. I'm actually right-handed, but the deformity's on the right hand, so I've always had to do the left. They tried to force me to do the right when I was a young lad, but I never had the patience to stick with it. Kind of wish I had now.
Yeah. Well, you know, lefties are frowned in society, but you know, I'm happy to be a lefty.
Yeah, yeah. Well, things are not exactly designed for us, are they?
No, not at all. But that's where we're southpaws.
Yeah.
Get them with a left hook.
Well, when I went to go get a pistol, I was surprised at the few options of a true left-handed pistol that are out there. There really isn't that many that are really built for people with left hand or either hand, you know.
Did you get stuck with like the pink little tiny gun or something?
Well, my friend just my housemate just said lefties don't like guns, so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you got laughed on that one, Craig. So. That's my housemate. He occasionally shows up on the streams. They call him Drunk Craig. So.
Ah.
Yeah.
He says, I watched a dude with no fingers draw a comic on stream. You could do anything you put your mind to. It's true. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. I would have eventually have been adapted, but I just didn't stick with it long enough.
Well, I don't know, man. You know, drawing comics is easy. You just have to know how to draw everything.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to know how to draw everything, and you need to know how to draw it from all different perspectives.
Yeah.
So, other than that, it's a piece of cake. Well, the thing about it is that it did help me, though, is now that I write my scripts, I know what I'm asking my artists to do. So I'm still asking them to do it, but now I know what a sacrifice it is. So.
Well,
you know how much suffering they're going through.
Yeah, yeah. I have a better appreciation for the suffering they're going through. Yeah. So.
It seems like most editors should have that kind of experience, probably, huh? Like actually try to do it, you know, because then that would make them better editors, right? Like
right.
You know,
either that or more sadistic. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But considering the low bar the editors are these days, I mean, can you name me one true editor that's working in comics now?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Peter might.
not, I'm not keeping track. So Gibber Register in the chat says, on my AK-47, I have a deflector so the bullets don't fly in my face. I am lefty.
Yeah, but you had to get that adapted though. It wasn't built that way. Now there was like one pistol I looked at that was legitimately built for either hand, but you had to like decide at the front which side it was coming. And you have to decide if it's left or right at the beginning of it, and then build it to do that. But that was pretty expensive pistol, so.
Isn't it like, it just makes me think of how spoiled or how it's like those are things I wouldn't have even thought of. And it's like people that are right-handed must. I just discovered privilege, and I mean, like, I never thought of anything I've ever lived through. I don't know. In other words, I was not there when they handed out privilege.
Oh, really?
No, no, dude. You imagine it probably happened.
Day two. I missed that day too. I mean,
didn't happen. I wasn't there. But if being right-handed now, based on what you're, like just listening to you guys talk about left-handedness, I'm like, well, I guess I just found my privilege.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm like, I didn't never even think of that, but that's true. Never had to worry about that stuff. I'm like, shit.
You had it so easy.
I had no idea. I think I'd rather be left-handed than to go through the things I went through, but okay, whatever.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still looking for my privilege. I'm reliably informed that I have some, but I don't really I don't quite know what that is.
Yeah.
The static traits that you have, I mean, you're supposed to have like things that are imbued in just the fact that you are who you are. But I've yet to discover what that is.
Yes. I wouldn't wish the things that happened to me on my worst enemy, because I've never hated anyone that much. Because I've just never have. So it's just, yeah. So can't relate to some others. Can't relate.
I hear you. Well,
but it doesn't define me anymore. So that's good.
Yeah.
Will not let that happen again.
Well, you live and learn. You know, sometimes you get more scars than others.
Yeah. Well, it's made me, in my opinion, it's made me a kinder person. I'm far less likely to be cruel or mean to people, because I know exactly what it feels like to have my ass kicked. I think some people, they run their mouth like, they've never had their ass kicked. You just know.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You're like, I don't think you would say half of what you're saying if you had ever actually survived an ass beating. Come over here and let me rectify that for you.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, the problem with the internet is that people can get away with it. They have screen names that hide their true identities, and they're protected from. So they just say whatever they want. It's not really.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned this on a stream one time, but I used to. I was just this scrawny little thing, and the way I compensated was to run my mouth, and which doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would you make yourself a target? But I used to badmouth people, and then I turn around and the person was standing there.
You're like, oh shit.
That happened to me way more than once, and there were times where I'd know that, man, if anybody heard me say this, they'd kick my butt. So I'd look for them, and I didn't see them, and then I'd say it, and then I turn around, and there they are listening to me.
You're like, damn.
It's just like, okay, well.
So did they punch you?
Yeah,
yeah. It happened quite a few times. So I didn't get shoved in a locker. I didn't
I
have
would-
that experience, but
You're missing out.
oh, I am. Oh,
You were stuck in a locker. What?
No, I was never. But I have an imagination. I could.
Can imagine.
well, about the worst thing that ever happened was
imagine
I was thrown into the deep end of the pool, and I wasn't exactly the best swimmer. So
Oh, my older sister did that to me to
That's
teach
what-
me to swim. That's exactly how I learned.
well, see, my dad tried to teach me one time. We went to the ocean, Virginia Beach, and he took me into the water, and then he tossed me into the water and tried to get me to swim. But I had too much trust in him. You know, you have to have some fear that your dad's not going to rescue you, but I didn't have that. So I was sank to the bottom. I sank to the bottom and just waited on him. And he he'd freak out and search for me, find me, and he's like, "Why didn't you swim? Why didn't you swim?" You know. But he tried it a couple times, and I just like, he's coming for me. I know he's coming for me.
Oh, that's fun.
So I guess it only works if you fear that they're just gonna let you drown. You know, that fight or flight kicks in.
Well, I definitely learned to swim that day because my older sister would have absolutely let me drown.
Well, see that it works if you have that fear. You know.
One of the benefits of growing up in southern Louisiana and Bayou country is that you were gonna learn how to survive, whether you liked it or not. You were gonna if you didn't want to die, you were gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to learn and learn quick.
Well, considering everything in the wildlife in southern Louisiana is trying to kill you, I guess you do have to have that.
Exactly. You kind of grow up knowing you're going to go outside. It's like, okay, I'm going outside, which means I could get eaten. I might get bit by a water. I mean, all kinds of stuff just going outside. I loved it was funny. Like, even with the trauma, I loved growing up there. I can't imagine not having grown up around a place where I could eat an alligator. That's all. I'm just saying. They're just that yummy.
Well, it's funny. I've been reliably informed that alligators really don't kill a whole lot of people.
Nah, not really. Just the ones that
they're like one of the least scarier things for people that live around them. You know.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe looking at them, but you know.
They make
well,
good pets.
my buddy said that alligators think people taste nasty. They don't want to eat people.
So at the Phoenix Zoo, they used to have an alligator pond, like on the walkway. You would walk above the walkway, and then like I don't know how, like 100-foot drop or something down. There was like maybe not that, maybe it was 50 feet or something or less. 25 feet, but anyway, there was like an alligator pond below.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was like a teenager, they were there. So when you walked across the bridge, you would look down and see the alligators and be like, oh, cool. Then I went back years later and they weren't there. But what had happened is that somebody fell down in the alligator pond and the alligators ate them, or they attacked them, you know. So they took the alligators away, you know, for that.
Just ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we have.
Well, if you're gonna fall on top of that, then they'll eat you.
I watched a movie just recently that where it was in the middle of a hurricane and it was set down there, and there's this guy in an apartment building who had one in a room. He kept one as a pet, and and it ended up saving them because there was these bad guys trying to get some paintings or something, and they told the guy the paintings were in that room. That was pretty funny. I'm like, oh, alligator's gonna get dinner.
Well,
I wish I had an alligator like that.
Well, there's this video of a guy, and he had one on his stomach like you would have your pet.
Oh
And
yeah.
and he was like petting it, and it was like loving it that he was petting on it, and it was just like, I was like, wait a second now.
Well, they're not stupid. I mean, they're not as smart as a pig, but they're also not stupid. You know, like they're not totally stupid.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
I'd be careful before sitting there loving an alligator. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful.
What was that guy's name in Vegas? The guy attacked by his own tiger. The brother.
Siegfried, Siegfried and Roy. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I'm like, it's only a matter of time. And
Yeah,
then poor Steve Irwin, this man dealing with all kinds of crazy nonsense and all this stuff he played with all over the years, and a stupid stingray takes him out. This is the dumbest damn way to die for Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
I was like, how sad? You know, he's probably
The
looking back.
crocodile hunter. Yeah.
Yeah. The crocodile hunter gets taken out by a stingray.
Yeah.
That's
It's like the least lethal thing that he had he'd played with and stuff.
No, I'm like this. I'm all. You know what's sad? I don't know what's more sad, that he died or the fact that I thought that was just a trope. I'm like, no, his death should have been more glorious.
Yeah. Well,
That's just
remember Steve Irwin? That was his name, Steve Irwin. Remember
Yeah,
he
Steve
was like feeding alligators with a kid in his arms, and people were like freaking out about it. And he's like, this is what we do, you know.
Well, and he couldn't get. There was a couple of I don't know what poisonous snake, but like he could get bit because he had worked up a tolerance and some and all that. Like this is not a man that really cared about, you know, taking it easy, being careful, and a freaking stingray of all things. Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
And it wasn't even the stingray didn't do it because it was attacking him. It did it because he startled it.
Exactly.
They're like it was a complete fluke accident. Stingrays don't normally spear people like that.
No,
But
exactly.
he startled it, and it just did a reflexive action, and that's what killed him. It's crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was like, you know, I'm like, this is just not how I thought I was going to hear Steve Irwin had taken him, you know, home.
Exactly. The guy like
doing the same thing.
Stuff, I mean.
What, Peter?
Mm-hmm. His kids are taking up the mantle. His kids are taking up the
they're huge. Benji is the girl's name. I can't remember what the boy's name is. They're adorable. They're adorable kids, though. They're completely fearless, just like their old man.
Stay away from the stingrays.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, that, you know, you become complacent. Or that's what happened to him.
Yeah, exactly.
He forgets, I'm dealing with a deadly creature that could kill me easily, you know.
Well, that's what happened to Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, exactly.
That particular lion had mauled the people backstage, the handlers that they had helping them, and they kept them in the show. And it was like, you know, it was like everybody that was around those lions was like, that one's a man eater. You need to get rid of it. But he was just like, I raised him from he was a kitten. You know, I can't get rid of him. And by God, it was funny. Ralphie May had a joke about that, and he's like, I feel sorry for the tiger. I mean, you can't get that taste out of your mouth.
It's just ludicrous from the get-go, because these are animals that shouldn't even be having to be resigned to a life like that anyway.
No.
You know, it's just yeah. Although I did like the circus when I was a kid. I had gone a few times. I took my boys to see the Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey Circus when it was actually a thing. Like, it was still a thing. It was nice. It wasn't. If they could have treated the animals right, I don't see any problem with it. But
yeah,
like, it's only a matter of time when you keep an animal like that, and you know, I'm not a lion or a tiger, but you ain't putting me in a cage. No, that's why I'm single.
No,
like being in a relationship. I ain't fucking putting me in no cage.
You can't put Dori in a corner.
No, I'm not a yeah. As my godmom and my girlfriends know in dating, I'm considered a flight risk.
That's good. That's good. Well, I
yeah.
I gotta head out, guys. I got the supper over here getting ready, so I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
Yeah, later.
All right,
Thanks
bye.
for coming. So now we can talk about
Got quiet.
I was thinking about one of my stand-up jokes is about like and this is a true story. I was on a date with a guy, I think it was like our second date maybe, and he made some comment about like some just kind of half-ass jerk comment about, oh, you're looking for something serious or something like that. And I go, dude, I don't even want to call you boyfriend, let alone husband. So you need to just stop right there. And this guys cracked me up. It's funny.
Yeah.
That was a true story. I really
People
I
are
really
funny.
said that. People are funny.
So I'm thinking we'll end soon. We've got an hour and a half, and I've just been messing around. But if you want to send me what you've been working on, I'll put it on the cover, that sort of thing. And we'll go on, Landon.
All right, let me show you what the progress is so far.
Cool.
Flip around.
Very cool.
Here it is.
Yeah, it looks great.
I still need to work on it a bit, kind of get the blacks a little bit and, get a little bit more contrast and stuff, but
yeah.
So far.
It's awesome.
So happy
Halloween. You got a great, there you go. You got a great style.
Thanks, Peter.
Definitely awesome. So,
thanks for having me on.
Yeah. You got anything you want to promote? I know you were on some shows recently, and some people talking about your book. And
well, I'll just quickly mention this comic book here. It's called Bleen. It's published by Caliber Comics. It's a 94-page graphic novel, and so there's a lot of artwork in there you might like if you like horror graphic novels. So check it out. You can get it on Amazon or Caliber Comics website. And that's it for now. You can find my stuff on Instagram, Facebook, everything,
Right. Excellent. Christopher says, "Hell yeah! Where's Dorothy?"
Dorothy? Aw.
The Scarecrow.
You guys got any plans for Halloween?
I will be on CromCon.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
For
Peter?
on the 31st?
Yeah, the CromCon. Yeah, the next CromCon is Halloween weekend, and it'll be 2 whole days of CromCon stuff, and I'll be on that Sunday. I'll be on CromCon, and otherwise, I'm just painting and doing stuff, art, creating stuff every day.
Yeah. You're always busy.
Yeah.
Are you gonna dress up?
Oh yeah. I haven't entirely decided what I'm going. Well, for a woman, it's more like take my clothes off, because that's just usually what I do.
Oh, I see.
I'm kidding. No, I'm not really. I'm not really actually. I don't know. I'm sure I'll be wearing less clothes than I normally do. I haven't decided what I'm going to be though.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
How about you,
Yeah.
Peter? You gonna do anything?
I have no plans, but like, I'm even trying to remember what the hell I did last year. It's like I really like the holiday, but with COVID, it's sort of like, well, I'll enjoy it from a distance, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to any major parties or anything like that. It's like maybe I'll watch a horror movie or watch a couple of horror movies that night. Oh, here, Frog G shared your link for Bleen.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you.
Froggy.
Appreciate that.
Totally appreciate it. Yeah. So Caliber Comics, graphic novels, go check it out. Yeah. So if you've been watching, go ahead. Good.
Oh, just one last thing I'll say before I jump off is I am open for commissions. So if anybody's interested, just let me know.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you've been watching, thank you so much for watching, everybody who joined us in the chat. If you haven't already, give this video a like so it gets seen across the YouTubes. That much better. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'm shooting to hit past 1,000, like 967, I think. I forget. So close. 30 something away. And yeah, I'll probably be uploading videos this week, working on my comic retro. You know, I use Streamlabs. I got the cheap version. My hours are almost up. That's probably why I won't be streaming that much this week. But I'll be busy working on my comic. I hope to get the inks done this week. I got so many other things to work on, including a batch of covers. But yeah, it's been a heck of a year for me, and things are shaping up. I haven't gotten as much done as I would have liked, but I think all in all, it's faring pretty well. So yeah, thank you, Christopher C for showing up, and Frog G, and Gibringer, and everybody else. It's called Sit with the Lights Off and Avoid Trick or Treaters. There you go.
All righty.
Yeah,
Take it
so
easy,
thank you,
guys.
everybody. And thank you
Thank you,
guys
Peter.
for coming on. Yeah, my
See you,
pleasure. Dori,
Bye.
bye-bye. Double click this button and we're out.